That thing. People didn't take themselves that seriously at that point in time.
Clint Eastwood has never bent to the pressures of Hollywood's latest trends, and he's not about to start now. While woke culture tried to cancel him, Eastwood kept reminding it of old-school American grit and unapologetic toughness. While Hollywood bent to woke culture, Clint Eastwood stood his ground, refusing to be silenced or shaped by the trends. And what happens when someone does that? Let's look at how this living legend calls it as he sees it, and why it struck a nerve with so many people.
Go ahead. Make my day.
That line? It's not just a movie quote. It sums up Clint Eastwood's whole outlook on life. Fame, Hollywood pressure, all the traps that come with it. Clint's been through it all. And while Hollywood's gotten more obsessed with catering to woke culture, he's never changed his tune. The woke mob tried to cancel him over a 1973 award ceremony. Can you believe that? This is the extent to which the society has stooped. What happened back then?
I don't know if I should present this award on behalf of all the cowboys shot in all the John Ford westerns over the years.
Let's flash back. The 1973 Academy Awards, a night that would go down in Hollywood history. Marlon Brando had just refused his Oscar for The Godfather, sending Native American activist Sachin Littlefeather in his place to make a bold statement. The entire room went silent, every eye on the stage, and the tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Then Clint stepped up to the mic, and it was classic Eastwood, unfiltered and unapologetic. Over 45 years later, Clint Eastwood's words came roaring back. In 2019, on Indigenous Peoples Day, activist Raphael Shimunov tweeted a clip from Eastwood's old broadcast, reigniting the conversation and sparking a fresh wave of reactions. This push to rewrite the past just shows how desperate cancel culture can get to take down anyone who doesn't play by their rules. But guess what? Clint doesn't care.
Oh, I've got one. There's a Mexican, a Jew, and a colored guy go into a bar. The bartender looks up and says, "Get the fuck out of here."
Oh, classic Clint. At 93, Clint Eastwood's got no patience left for Hollywood's obsession with political correctness. Clint's never shied away from calling it as he sees it, even in an industry that leans hard left. Clint's quiet defiance is like a breath of fresh air in an industry where outspoken political views have almost become the norm. While so many jump at the chance to broadcast their opinions, Clint's the guy who holds back, speaks only when he has something real to say, and lets his work do the talking. He's never needed to shout his beliefs from the rooftops, and that's exactly why his perspective cuts through the noise. In a place where pushing agendas can feel like the main act, Clint's unfiltered honesty is a reminder that not everyone in Hollywood follows the same playbook. For a lot of fans, his calm resistance to going along with the trends makes him stand out even more. It's classic Clint, tough, reserved, and unapologetically himself. Clint's from a different time, a time when people didn't pick apart every word, hunting for reasons to be offended. He's all about open dialogue and respecting different opinions, not towing some rigid political line. And that's exactly why people respect him. According to him, Hollywood has stopped taking risks. If we talk about his movie Gran Torino, you wouldn't be able to imagine it hitting theaters without getting canceled. Gran Torino struck a chord with viewers, resonating on a level Hollywood rarely reaches, even with its raw, controversial elements. Eastwood's portrayal of a gritty, unfiltered character bucked Hollywood norms, and audiences embraced it, proving that a genuine, unapologetic story can still draw people in. Despite the film's divisive language and themes, Gran Torino became a cultural touchpoint, cementing Eastwood's knack for telling powerful stories without bending to the industry's current climate. The film's success speaks volumes about his commitment to authenticity over conformity. That's Clint Eastwood for you. He's not here to fit into the latest woke trends. He's focused on telling real, gritty stories that challenge people to think, not just check a box. And maybe that's what Hollywood's lost sight of. This is just one example. One look at his entire body of work. Unforgiven, $1 Million Baby, American Sniper, and you'll know how they dive into the raw complexities of human nature. In Unforgiven, Eastwood gives us a gritty, unforgiving look at violence and redemption. His character isn't a hero, he's a flawed, haunted gunslinger who shows the real, brutal cost of revenge. It's miles away from Hollywood's typical moral tales. Then, in Million Dollar Baby, Eastwood tells the story of an aging trainer and a determined female fighter, ending with a gut-wrenching choice that Hollywood wouldn't dare to make today. Both films reject feel-good endings and easy answers, showing that Eastwood's storytelling doesn't conform to woke culture. It challenges it. But now, everything feels sanitized to avoid any backlash. What happened to the stories that made you think, the ones that didn't hold back? What do you think? Has Hollywood lost its edge, or is Clint just too ahead of the curve? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more unapologetic takes on the world of entertainment.